Story number 7, and the top 2 stories that made it to the Mediator this week. Story number 7, how big businesses affect smaller businesses. Now, this story was destined to make it in because of the fact that I'm just going to let you be the judge. You have small businesses who contribute to the economy. Then you have this big corporation come into the community, gobbles up about 90% to probably 75% of the community. You have probably maybe about 20% of the community working for them, probably about 90 to 70% shop at these big businesses. Then you have the smaller businesses who just can't keep up, so they go out of businesses. Some of them lose businesses when these companies leave. Some of them gain businesses. Some of them have no choice but to go out of business. So even with a nonprofit, like you could have a nonprofit move in, take away from the for-profit. The nonprofit may have services, maybe making money. Now you have to think, these nonprofits do not have to pay taxes. Even with churches, you may have a church come in. They're putting Jesus juice all over the community, and you may have some local business that does not have Jesus juice. They have orange juice. And when you look at the business of America, capitalism, and it gets people to wonder what happens when somebody puts their name on something and another company moves right across the street and does almost the exact same thing, taking away customers, making people lose jobs, stressing people out. I always bring up Victoria's Secret because if nobody knows the story, Victoria's Secret was started by a family man. He ended up getting a divorce. He ended up jumping over a bridge, and I believe he committed suicide. And he ended up to make the story short is he sold his company, and the company became successful, very successful. These stories happen all the time, and people who are not really aware of what's going on, they often fail to understand what is actually happening in the game, in the business structure. I created my business to serve the rich, the poor, and all. But somebody may be looking at what I'm doing, studying, and this is what's scary about business. Is it's just like running a country. Is you can put up walls for people not to get in, but when you have people out there who are just sharks trying to make money, this is why story number 7 is in the top 2. Because it shows you the reality of capitalism. You can make a product. You can make a medicine, a drug, or something, or some type of a healing remedy. Somebody somewhere knows exactly what you're doing, studying your brand, studying your recipes, and they're going to counter it and try to make it cheaper and try to make it seem like theirs is much better. You're starting to see why story number 7 will possibly stay alive, and it will show you how the American dream can not only be destroyed, but it can be stolen. And that's why you have professionals, you have amateurs, you have C corporations, S corporations, small business, sole proprietors, partnerships. And in all of these business recipes, nonprofits, for-profits, 501c3s, and all of these business ventures, I could probably guarantee there's probably people getting cheated, people losing their job, people getting upset, people suing, lawsuits, lawyers. This is why story number 7, because these are all the recipes in capitalism that change the course of people's thinking. And that's why story number 7, you could have a big company come in, big box store, come in and sell everything. You can have one store cannot sell it for no cheaper than what the big store is selling it for, and the big store can put them out of business. Then you have the laws have to be changed. Then you have minority groups say this is all the recipe for a big story, and that's why story number 7 is almost at the top. You go into an inner city community where there's a lot of high crime, minorities, people who are not heavily educated. They could be wondering why their communities are being deprived of businesses or why they can't keep their customer. Folks, this is why story number 7 is here to stay, and this is why I probably will gain some steam, because people need business owners, people need people to invest into the community, they need customers, and this is why story number 7 is the way it is. If you're gonna make something, and you're gonna make it your way, and you're the only one making it, and you're gonna put it on the market, you better be prepared for the spies and the people you're taking food off their plate, because there are some greedy go-getter hustlers out there, and that's why story number 7 has the ability to get to the top. There are people trying to steal and manipulate anything that they can get at. Some of these people have no soul. They just want to make that money, and they will do anything to get it. It's in music, it's in movies, it's in anything that can make a dollar. There are some sharks out there in the tank, and that's why story number 7 in capitalism. Capitalism can be brutal and grimy. I had a woman one day, a few years back, a female told me, "You are too personal with your business. You get too personal." She basically made me feel like I had to just be as grimy and brutal and as human as possible, to be meatless. Steal people's souls, lock them into contracts, make them feel obligated to me, the boss. Scary world out there, folks. Scary world. There are some people who have that thinking. That's why story number 7 is definitely here to stay. You're the me, Brian West, where I give you what you need. I'm giving it to you with emotion, love. I'm personal with it, and I do with a little dab of business, giving you your daily dose of vitamin news so you can be enlightened, understand what's happening in society. If you want to be a contributor, it doesn't take much. Somebody is teaching their child to be as heartless. Somebody is teaching their child to be as loving. But I want to teach you to be informed. So if you want to be a contributor, help out in any way, help out my business plans, continue to be able to serve the public with my little bit of time on this planet. Thankful for the years I've been able to commit. Every year I've had to try something to keep myself active. I'm a veteran, so I've had to live this life. Thankful for the past veterans who have risked their lives to make my life better. So if you want to be a contributor, help me out, help out my cause, help out the arts. It doesn't take much. METHOD, the number 8, INC.com, Method80.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or the sponsor program. Now remember, I just stay in the middle, navigating the news from the right, watching the pendulum float from the right to the left, navigating the news, staying in the middle, going through over 200 or more stories every week. The media, the people on the front lines, they deserve most of the credit. These are the people who are going in, doing the investigating. I just navigate, reading the books, figuring out what stories are most beneficial to you. So if you want to be a contributor to listening and learning, finding out what stories can help your blog, help your cause, help out your talking points with your own programs, METHOD, the number 8, INC.com. Method80.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or the sponsor program. Every little bit counts.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator is here.